Hey everyone, welcome back to Garnock Reviews, where today we're checking out a Vicem Classic 62. I was introduced to this yacht at the Suncoast Boat Show earlier this year, and for those not familiar with Vicem, they are built in Turkey, and they are world famous for the woodwork and construction, as well as a quality wood finish in the inside. They're built with a cold molded process, so for people that follow my channel, it's very similar to what the Huckins have. But this yacht is just something else, inside and out. I'm a sucker for all that varnished finish, the high gloss, the deep reflections. And we get a spacious aft cockpit with seating throughout, and as you can see we've got that retractable overhang shade protection, as well as plenty of storage underneath these seats as well. We've also got the cockpit table in the middle. We fold that open, you see we've got drinks holders in place. And out here we even have an outdoor electric grill, you've got a small sink, and there's refrigeration down below. And even simple things, the way you open the sliding doors to lead into the main accommodation area must be on like a pulley system, but you open one door and they both open. But as you step inside, all that amazing woodwork, that just continues throughout. Now whether you're planning on cruising in more sheltered waters like the Intercoastal Waterway, or whether you're planning on island hopping down in the Caribbean, you're going to love all those large windows that we have, giving you so much visibility that you can enjoy the surrounds in this fully air-conditioned accommodation. We do have drop-down blinds. Not only is that going to give you shade and protection, it's also going to protect some of that woodwork as well. And I love that there's forward-facing seating opposite the helm, and that way again you can have your closest family and friend members with you. And for passage making, there's also plenty of space here if you want to break out the traditional paper charts, as well as all your tides and almanacs, etc. And the helm's located to starboard, and although this yacht's got a traditional design to it, it certainly doesn't have a traditional helm. This is all state-of-the-art electronics, multifunction displays, cameras, bow and stern thruster, but all finished in extremely high standard. And you do have that access to the deck on the starboard side. That's going to help for close quarter manoeuvring. And it's just a few short steps down to take you to the lower accommodation, and notice the handrails that's in place so you always feel safe and secure. Now this yacht's available with either a 2-cabin or 3-cabin layout, this one being the 2-cabin. So at the bottom of the steps you're going to find a galley to the port side. Plenty of storage space in here. Great amount of countertop space for preparing all your favourite meals on board. And a lot of the appliances are behind those drawers and doors, things like the fridge and the freezer. And again, just gives you that extra quality feel. And on the starboard side, this is where there would be the 3rd cabin if you wanted to have it. This one's got a little saloon dining area, and that table does drop down. Depending on your needs, I actually prefer this layout because that way you get the best of both worlds. And by having this cabin open and exposed, it also turns the storage options into more like a kitchen pantry, which could be more beneficial for extended cruising or even liveaboard use. And speaking of spending extended periods of time on board, as I make my way forward down the passageway, on the starboard side behind again the woodwork finish, you're going to find a washer and a dryer. That way you can get clean clothes, fresh towels, fresh linens, anywhere you go. And this yacht measures in at 63 feet 11 inches in length. She's got a beam of 17 feet 4, a draft of 5 feet. She's got 730 gallons of fuel and 220 gallons of fresh water on board. And next up we have the guest heads compartment. I like the fact that there's a separate toilet and shower. That way you get extra use of both compartments. Plenty of natural light coming in through the various porthole options, as well as extra ventilation. And again, drop down blinds to give you privacy, but also to protect some of that woodwork finish. And on the bows where you're going to find the VIP guest stateroom. This has got a large island berth, easily accessible from either side. Plenty of storage lockers and drawers throughout. And they've all got the lock-in mechanism. Despite the yacht size, she cruises at around 24 knots, and she's got a top end of just under 30. Thanks to her twin 800 horsepower MAN diesel engines. And being that this is a VIP stateroom, this cabin not only does it have hanging locker space, but there's also ensuite access to a private heads compartment. And again, this is a separate toilet and shower setup The shower's behind the door that leads in here. There's also plenty of storage for your toiletries and personal belongings. And the customised personalised towels, they're always a nice finishing touch. And I like the fact that there's as much storage space in this stateroom. This is a boat that you could have guests spend extended periods of time on board with you. Whereas some of the boats, even of this size that I've been on before, always felt like it was only catered to the owner's cabin and the rest was pretty much just an overnight thought. Due to limited time at the boat show, I unfortunately wasn't able to access the engine room, but you do it through the steps here. But I did, however, get the chance to come down and share with you the owner's stateroom. I love the amount of space that's in here, including the amount of headroom. And this cabin's pretty much slap bang midships, so you're not going to have that pitching at the bow, you're not going to have the water slapping at the hull. You're going to have plenty of stability in here and plenty of privacy for a good night's sleep. And I like the fact that behind all these cabinet doors, there is hanging locker space, but they've also got shelves too. And I just think it's a much cleaner finish the way that they have it. But notice there are drawers at the bottom of these locker doors as well. And considering they've got the darker wood, I like the fact that these are also illuminated. As soon as you open the door, the light pops on. That way you can easily see in. In this last locker, it's also got shelves, which is more like a shoe rack that's built into the side. But I noticed as I was opening and closing these doors, there's no flex in the woodwork, there's no flex in the hinges or anything like that. It's such a superior build quality throughout. And then on either side of that island berth, we've basically got nightstands built into each side. And this has got a sliding door that leads into the private heads compartment, and this is one of the biggest heads compartment I've seen on any yacht. It's got a massive shower compartment, but notice the overhead shower as well as the one mounted on the bulkhead. There's also a seating area built into this one. And I've mentioned several times about the headroom on here, but if you actually look in the mirror, I'm 6'2", and look at how much space is above my head, even this far forward on the yacht. And then of course we've also got the toilet compartment in here as well. My personal opinion, if the lottery ticket ever comes up, this one is very high up the final list. And this yacht is available as a flybridge boat, whereas this one's just got the lower helm position. But I'll leave details to the manufacturer's website in the description. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments. If you can leave a comment down below. If you haven't done so already, if you can hit that like and subscribe button, it really does make a difference. I look forward to catch you on the next one. Thanks everyone.